Hello people, you are welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time on the channel, kindly subscribe and then like and comment, share my videos so that other people can also watch. Today we are going to look at another interesting topic, which is effective technology integration in teaching and learning. Today we are going to look at the TPACK framework. Okay, so earlier we looked at one other framework called the TPACK framework. Today we are going to look at the TPACK framework and what it is. So let's dive in. Now, the TPACK is a technology integration framework that identifies 3 types of knowledge that instructors need to combine for successful technology integration in teaching and learning. And these knowledge domains, or which the TPACK identifies, are technological, pedagogical, and content knowledge, which is TPACK. So we are going to take each one of them one after the other and then see how they are, but we say they are combined and recombined in various ways, to bring about the TPACK framework. And also the TPACK framework was introduced by Pinya Mishra and Matthew J. Koehler of Michigan State University in the year 2006. Okay, so those are the people who introduced the TPACK framework. Now let's look at a chart which portrays the various combinations and recombinations of the various knowledge to get the TPACK framework. So it's more like a Venn diagram, a 3-set Venn diagram, and we have various intersections and where the TPACK actually lies. So this portion is the pedagogical knowledge. This whole portion is content knowledge, and this whole portion is the technological knowledge. So intersection between technological knowledge and content knowledge is technological content knowledge, and then the intersection between content knowledge and pedagogical knowledge is pedagogical content knowledge, and also the intersection between pedagogical knowledge and technological knowledge is technological pedagogical knowledge. And then the intersection of the 3 sets becomes technological, pedagogical, and content knowledge, which we are looking at as the TPACK framework. So now let's dive into what the various components are. So according to the TPACK framework, specific technological tools, which are hardware, software, applications, associated information literacy practices, etc., are best used to instruct and guide students towards a better, more robust and understanding of subject matter. Okay, so the 3 types of knowledge, which is the technological knowledge, pedagogical knowledge, and content knowledge, are thus combined and recombined in various ways within the TPACK framework. So we are going to look at each one of them and then take them one after the other. So now let's look at the content knowledge and what it is about. This describes teachers' own knowledge of the subject matter. Okay, so most times teachers are well educated or well informed in a particular subject matter. Okay, so when we go into our schools, we have subject teachers who teach particular subjects, and then that is what actually they learned or what they have been introduced to, what they know, and then that's what they deliver or they teach to students. So the subject matter, okay, and that is what teachers know basically. Okay, so content knowledge may include knowledge of concepts, theories, evidence, and organizational frameworks within a particular subject matter. Okay, so everything about what the teacher knows pertaining to a particular subject matter is what we call the content knowledge. Okay, and basically teachers go to school to learn, They are taught best practices. They are taught content area subjects. They are taught pedagogical areas, or how they can teach, or the principles and practices of teachers. They are taught all that, and then the actual knowledge or the content that they get in the process of their learning is what we term as content knowledge in the TPACK framework. And also, this differs according to discipline and grade level. Yes, just as we have levels of education in our local setting here, we have the basic level, we have the pre-tertiary level, and we have the tertiary level. At every level, there are differences in the content knowledge. Okay, so at the basic level of the Ghana education system, we mostly employ the diploma students, those who went to the colleges of education to do diploma in education, which combines content and then pedagogy. Those students are employed as teachers at the basic level, and to be able to teach at the pre-tertiary level, which are the secondary level or senior high level, you have to get a degree or an MSc in your content area plus your education or the pedagogical area. Combine that, and then you can teach at the pre-tertiary level. And then at the tertiary level, you have to get your PhD, your research area, and then come back and then take tertiary students in such content areas. So it differs. Okay, content knowledge differs according to grade levels. Okay, and also looking at the Bloom's taxonomy, we have various levels of knowledge, okay, or how knowledge is created in students, or in students learning, how knowledge is created. And it's a 6 levels of cone or something like that. And the base level is remember or remembering, which is recall facts and basic concepts. And then most times this where students or in the process of creating knowledge, that's where students begin from, to remember the knowledge they create. Okay, and then in the process of remembering, we have defining the knowledge, duplicating the knowledge, to list it, memorize it, repeat it, and then to state it. So at this level, which is basically the simplest level among all the levels, is the remember or remembering level. And then that's the only level I wanted us to know at this point, which is to say, in most of our learning processes, we end it there. Okay, and that I think is not very great. Okay, because in most of our schools, in most of our learning, we don't push forward. We don't go above the analyze, evaluate, and create levels. We just at the level of remembering, and then highest we go to the understand and apply level, and that will be all. But it will be best as teachers that in our bid to teach students, to help students to create knowledge, we go through all the 6 levels to make students be able to get to their full potential of what creating knowledge. When students are able to create their own knowledge, or they are able to create things out of the knowledge that they get, that becomes the ultimate. Okay, so when you look at the create, which is the apex, we have design. Designing means bringing something out of your mind, or making something real, okay, out of your mind. We have assemble, putting things together, putting abstract things together to make it an artifact. We have construct, we have conjecture, we have develop, we have formulate, we have alter, we have investigate. These are all things that if a student is able to do any of them, we say they have been able to what create knowledge, or they have been able to create. Okay, so as teachers we have to strive to move students up on this, the level of this Bloom's taxonomy said that knowledge can be well created. Okay, enough of that. We go to our TPACK framework now, and then the next level is the pedagogical knowledge. This describes teachers' knowledge of the practices, processes, and methods regarding teaching and learning. So basically, this is what the educational institutions impart to teachers or potential teachers, prospective teachers. The principles, the practices, and then the processes, the methods regarding teaching and learning. So every teacher, gets to know some of these principles and practices at the training level or at the practicum level. We tend to portray some of these things that we have learned, from school. So every teacher has them. And then also, pedagogical knowledge encompasses the purposes, values, and aims of education, and may apply to more specific areas, including the understanding of students' learning styles, classroom management skills, lesson planning, and assessment. So all these are parts of the pedagogical knowledge that a teacher should know or should have in his bid to teach. Okay, and then understanding students' learning styles comes with interacting with the students, asking them or evaluating their works, and then knowing their types of learning, their styles of learning, and then how they learn. And then classroom management skills, lesson planning, and assessment are all skills that teachers are taught in their educational level when they are doing education in Ghana. Now, technological knowledge. This describes teachers' knowledge of and ability to use various technologies, technological tools, and associated resources. Okay, so it's not just about knowing that this technological tool does this and that, but being able to use it and other related tools and other related resources too. Okay, and then we are saying it concerns understanding edutech or educational technology, considering its possibilities for a specific subject area or classroom learning, to recognize when it will assist or impede learning, and continually learning and adapting to new technology offerings. Okay, so with the technological knowledge, since technology grows or it changes every now and then, teachers have to keep themselves abreast with the changing state of technological offerings. Okay, so they have to be upgrading themselves all the time, and then knowing which tools to best use in whichever situation teachers or specific subject areas teachers find themselves. Okay, so it's not just about any other tool or technological tool that can be used in subject areas or certain subject areas. Teachers have to learn to know which types of tools can be used in which type of subjects or specific subject areas that they take on. So that is technological knowledge. Now we combine them to get either pedagogical content knowledge, okay, which describes teachers' knowledge regarding foundational areas of teaching and learning, including curricular development, student assessment, and reporting results. Okay, so with pedagogical content knowledge, just as the name suggests, pedagogy, how the methods, the principles of teaching, and then the content knowledge, what the teacher actually knows. Okay, so the teachers are taught in school to get the content. They are taught to get how to teach the content, and then combining that, okay, it also include curriculum development, student assessment, and reporting of what results. So these are all types of knowledge that a teacher gets basically from the school that he attended or to learn. Okay, and then also it seeks to improve teaching practices by creating stronger connections between the content and then the pedagogy used to communicate it, exactly just as I said. Okay, now we have technological content knowledge, which describes the understanding of how technology and content can both influence and push against each other. Okay, so teachers get the content of what they are supposed to teach, and then they select the appropriate technological tools that will help them to convey that, or to communicate that particular content or subject matter to students. Okay, so what we are saying that is that it involves understanding how the subject matter can be communicated via different edutech offerings, and considering which specific edutech tools might be best suited for specific subject matters or classrooms. So it's not just about knowing the technological tool and then the content, but how best to choose which technological tool, and then to which content will best go with which technological tool, and vice versa. Okay, so that is technological knowledge. Sorry, technological content knowledge. Now we have technological pedagogical knowledge. Okay, and let's look at what that is. It says that this describes teachers' understanding of how particular technologies can change both the teaching and learning experience by introducing new pedagogical affordance and constraints. So technology helps bring out more ways, more methods, more practices, more principles of how content can be taught, or how the subject matter can be taught. Okay, so this helps teachers to understand how particular technologies can change both the teaching and learning experiences by introducing new pedagogical affordances or new pedagogical constraints. Okay, and we also have another aspect of technological pedagogical knowledge, which concerns understanding how such tools can be deployed alongside pedagogy in ways that are appropriate to the discipline and then the development of the lesson at hand. So knowing the technological tools you use, and then knowing the methods or practices that you will use to deliver that particular content that you want, and even helps in what, in your ability to plan your lesson or develop your lesson. Technological pedagogical knowledge helps to understand how such tools can be deployed alongside pedagogy in ways that are appropriate to the discipline and then the development of lesson at hand. And then we have the TPACK itself, which is a set of all the three knowledge areas. Okay, so we have technological, pedagogical, and content knowledge, and then which is the end result of these various combinations and interests, drawing from them and from the three larger underlying areas of content, pedagogy, and technology, in order to create an effective basis for teaching using educational technology. Okay, so every teacher tends to include technology in their teaching or in the learning process. So how best do we use such technological tools? How best do we use such tools to help students learn, or to help teachers deliver their content to students? So the TPACK framework helps teachers to, one, understand the various knowledge areas, and then just after understanding them, knowing how best to combine each of them and recombine each of them in order that we, at the end of the day, have effective basis of what teaching using these educational technological tools. So basically, this is what the TPACK framework stands for. And then if this is your first time on this channel, I'll plead with you to kindly subscribe, and then like, comment, and share my video so that others will also see. and watch. We promise to bring you nothing but the best practices and then principles of a good teacher, just as the title of the channel suggests, the good teacher. So subscribe to help the channel grow so that others can also have the chance to benefit from the knowledge that we are also creating here. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video. Thank you.